So now I told you, I've sort of said in my, probably as I'm testing or whatever, when I did my test on Friday, that when you saw me do the test on my own, that I've had I've had miscarriages before. I've had 2 miscarriages. I had my first miscarriage in my early 20s. I was actually in my undergrad. My parents don't know this. My family doesn't know this. Woo, YouTube, the things you're making me expose. So I had my first miscarriage in my undergraduate year. At the time I didn't know I was pregnant. I was actually writing exams, and I was at my friend's house. I was at Chantal's house, and I was like, I mean, I knew something was up, but what I basically said to myself was, I need to finish these exams, and then once the exams are finished, I'll do the test and figure everything out. But whilst we were there, I think we just finished writing an exam that day, and we were going to write one in about 2 days' time. When I was at my friend's house, I remember like going upstairs to the bathroom and having a pee. Like my period started, and I was like, whew, I'm not pregnant, my period is here, yay, like false alarm. And then I thought I was having my period. I had a little bit of cramping, and then I remember going up to the bathroom to pee, and I just remember feeling this thing like just, you know. And I remember, like, actually I remember feeling this thing coming out, and I remember looking down, and it looked like a sack, and it would look like very like sort of gelatine like stuff inside, you know, like very, it didn't look like a normal period blood clot, you know. So I was like, okay, crap, what is this? So I went to the hospital. I went to actually Charlotte Maxege, Joburg Gen. They treated me really well, actually. I went to it was late at night, went to Joburg Gen. It was really, and then they cleaned me up, which was the most horrific experience of my life. Like I cried tears. It was like, I remember I cried so much, like, oh, that clean, because they do like a womb scrape, yo. And then so that was about 12 years ago, 10 years ago, no, so that was about probably 2002, 2003. So that was about 15 years ago. And then in 2015 I had another miscarriage. This time I knew I was pregnant. Actually, it was just after I started my YouTube channel. This time, and actually if you watch one of my how I decided on my topic video for my PhD series, I tell you that at one stage I was going to do pregnancy, but then my topic changed, and then I moved to like old age people, and then I finally settled on YouTube. That's why I changed, because I was going to do like an autoethnography, and then I had a miscarriage, and obviously I didn't really want to be dealing with like pregnancy and things like that. So I changed my topic and eventually settled on YouTube. So 2015 I was pregnant. I found out I was pregnant. I was very happy. And then, yeah, then I had another miscarriage. Actually, I found out about that one when I found out I was pregnant. I did a home test, obviously, and then I made a gynae appointment a few weeks later. And when I got to the gynae was like, your egg hasn't done that implantation. It hasn't implanted on the uterus, and basically it's not a viable pregnancy, and my body's going to clean it out. I went to even another gynae to try and get a second opinion, and they also said the same thing. So it took a couple of weeks, but eventually, like, I sort of perioded it out. There was no need for a clean or a scan, for a womb scrape or any of that stuff. So yeah, so I've had 2 pregnancies. So this one is really scary. Like, I'm so scared of losing this one, and just like, yeah, I mean, it's not the most perfect timing, and but I'm really happy about this pregnancy. So let me give you my symptoms from my 2 previous pregnancies, the 2 miscarriages that I had. So I told you in this pregnancy that I'm craving like pilchards, I'm craving like things like chicken wings and whatever. My first 2 pregnancies, I craved healthy food. I craved like raw carrots, raw veggies, that crunch. I used to crave that crunch. So so that's what I used to crave. And then also I had a lot of that cramping throughout the pregnancies. Now I remember for the first 2 pregnancies I craved really healthy food, but that's about the only thing I remember about the first pregnancy, because I mean at the time I really wasn't sure if I wasn't. It was sort of like I wasn't really that aware of my body. But definitely with my 2015 pregnancy, I had that continuous cramping all the time. I also had that feeling of like needing to put a pillow to support my tummy when I'm sleeping, just so that my tummy is not sort of like falling to the ground and not having that pulling motion. So I had that. And then I also had that metallic taste in my mouth almost like from the beginning. And I didn't like sugar at all. Like even now, like I'm not taking that much sugar in. But for that first period, like I couldn't even drink juice. I couldn't drink. Now I can drink juice. Like I don't feel like when I take something that's sweet in, I don't feel like whereas like with the other pregnancy, I felt really terrible. So those are about like the only symptoms that I can remember from those 2 pregnancies. Yeah, so that's it basically. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you like the video, and please leave your comments below about a possible gynae obstetrician that I can use.